Wait, it's not a
Usually,
first-person shooter,
before I go
is it?
shaking
my
for the press,
tits?
I like to go see how the professionals do it.
What? Whoa!
Just hold on now. Come on.
It's not a first-person
Some
shooter,
might
is
say
it?
chief
Not a first-person
in
shooter.
an institution like this.
Not even that kind.
But in fact, it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
Good evening.
Board gamer mom here. Ready to play a first-person shooter.
Of the adult variety on the After Hours show.
There will be no shaking of tits in this game.
Outside of that, no. Not that I know of.
I saw no shaking. I'm actually disappointed in the lack of shaking. So, a new game?
You only have one active camera time.
Oh,
That's
really?
fine. Isn't that graphic so cool? You can watch it unfold.
Kind of, yeah.
Watch it closer next time.
Already here.
Badge deteriorating. It's got the city skyline, the cigarette smoke. It's just brilliant. What's this taste like anyway?
Tralk.
Good thing I don't know what that tastes like.
It tastes like that. It tastes exactly like that. Mayor Rogers, sex maniac. City Hall confirms rumors of Jack Boyd's resignation.
That's you.
Oh.
Mark War 2 to be shown in Freiburg the day before the worldwide premiere by the mayor's personal request.
Okay.
So you're gonna get 3 newspapers at your breakfast table for some reason.
A breakfast table?
That is your breakfast table, I assume. You have a bowl and a spoon and a little kettle, salt shaker, a mug.
But I'm retired.
You are.
That's what the newspaper said. Ah, tasty drunk.
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freiburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher.
So it's like a confessional app now. Where you can...
Like,
This is
just,
the first time
what?
I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me.
And just send it to the Pope.
Not because
or
I'm
whatever?
mad I'm losing my job.
No, you just
Though
ping
it's
for
true,
the
I'm mad
closest
as hell.
available priest
Not because I
to deliver
subconsciously
you
blame
wherever you are.
everyone else. I sure do
I'm not
blame
lying.
them.
I wish I was
Don't
making
even
that
ask
up.
me what my next
MG.
move is. I can't imagine.
What?
But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I
don't
know I'm
remember
going to
I
have
heard
to
it.
do something.
Oh my God.
I'll be damned if I know how far I'll
Probably.
go.
Well, what else do you?
I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them. I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about it in advance? You can read the answers.
Oh, sorry. What doesn't matter whether it came as a surprise. My business is my own.
Should we switch roles?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Now what?
Click.
Click where?
Anywhere.
Do you already know the name of your successor?
You're still choosing answers, by the way.
I know. I'm
Okay.
thinking.
Sorry,
I'm thinking.
sorry.
Pressure.
Golly.
No, I think it's a new man.
No, people think things are not tense between us.
Who cares?
I've done my job, and I'm just about finished with it. Soon my only interest will be cigars and jazz. I feel like they don't care who takes my place.
After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy, Francis Kendrick, said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? Well, I understand what that says.
Would Francis Kendrick can stay with the force if he was offered the position of police chief instead of resigning as he currently plans to?
I don't know.
Basically, do you think Francis Kendrick is interested in taking your position?
Who cares?
That's his business, not mine. Ask him yourself.
Right? Yeah, like right.
Because you, the player, don't know anything about Francis Kendrick.
Well, that's true. I don't. Oh yeah, I prefer not to answer. Usually,
You read the white part.
okay. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the mafia. Do you have anything to say about this?
Usually, I prefer to answer all your questions, but in this situation, I've got to say, no comment. We'll figure this out by the time the press conference is over.
Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? How should I? Oh.
You'd better ask him.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come again. No?
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick.
Who's Mr. Kendrick?
Francis Kendrick, your deputy.
I was my deputy. Well, they never said that.
Deputy chief or lieutenant or whatever his rank is. I don't know. He's your second hand guy.
Oh, yeah. But he wants to what?
Who wants to what?
Kendrick wants to
He's
what?
resigning.
I'm retiring and he's resigning?
No, you're
As
both
soon as I
resigning.
heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell.
No, this is Mayor
White
Rogers
summer
in a
shoes,
nutshell.
Help!
white
I'm in a
shorts,
nutshell.
white
How did
polo
I get
shirt,
into this nutshell?
and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough, I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't
Isn't he the police chief?
Don't betray that, Jack.
Who?
Don't get wrapped
Jack?
up in any
Yeah,
schemes.
Jack's the police chief.
Sit nice and quiet
Oh, I see what
for
he's
the
saying.
next
I misread
180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still
6
have
months?
Yeah,
left.
apparently you give us
Be
6
the
months warning.
hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime
Is he wearing
soon.
shorts?
Yep.
It's terrible.
180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me. I have a new assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man.
I'll do my best.
Want the
And
door?
quit smoking at the office. One of my friends will be using it soon.
I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
So this is who you are.
I'm Troy Starr.
No, you're Jack Boyd. Jack Boyd says, ask the mayor, civil servants' wages won't be raised this year. Our retirement's my own business.
Cops don't use the police station
forgot how
cafeteria
much.
anymore.
How many
There's some
cutscenes
kind
there
of
at the beginning
stigma
of this?
against sitting
Oh,
shoulder
right.
to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was
he my
already
friend?
finished.
Sort of. I guess.
Should I do this? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, God.
It's weird, so City Hall will make requests for your time because the mayor was asking for quiet. They have control over whether you can expand your officer force, get a raise, get more, improve your SWAT technology, stuff like that. Don't want to make him too mad. I don't quite understand in this game how many raises you can get in this 6-month period when you're a 60-year-old. Like, you'd be capped at whatever wage.
Well, so
but anyway.
Are you going to tell me,
So,
or should I do the tutorial, or should I do not do that?
The tutorial will explain it better. I haven't touched this game in a while, so.
Okay.
It's pretty simple, though.
So what do I do?
So you're going to start on Shift B. Those are your starting 7 police officers and 3 detectives. What you're going to be doing is answering calls. I don't know why the chief of police is doing this. But you'll be answering calls, not yet. So this is where if people were asking for days off or if you had special, you want to move people over to shift different
Why
shifts.
do I have so many women on my team?
I don't know. It's just the way it is.
It's weird.
The core of it is you'll be answering calls. Oh, such and such is happening, and you'll pick officers to send out to the job.
Oh,
and then
okay.
the detectives will be sent to cases where you gather up frames and you...
5 really?
Yeah, you try to put the frames in order to solve it.
Okay.
And you just wait for the stuff to come in. Yeah, so remember that when you send them out, especially, it kind of shows on the map, it'll take a while for them to actually get there and get back. So as you're answering multiple calls, sometimes you can't answer everything that comes up.
One testing in progress.
What
Good,
do
yeah.
I do?
You have to click on the little flag there.
And then what?
Click on it. That's not completely...
So I should...
it's not completely accurate. Sometimes it might say you can send 8 or 10 guys, and it could be a false alarm. Sometimes you'll send just a couple, and it'll end up escalating. You have to send extra people in here. But it is generally a good guide. I just said that. First call is a hit and run at Everyday Mall. A married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot back over a homeless man who'd been digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he'd hit a bum, he got back in the van and quickly drove away. You can send up to 2. You can send nobody at all if you want.
Maybe it doesn't seem to be too intense, so maybe...
The other thing to consider is, as you'll grow in professionalism as you successfully answer calls. Not you, your people will, and you'll lose it if you fail. So it's often a good idea to send a high-ranking person and a low-ranking person if you want to improve them. Personally, I don't think Price can be salvaged. I think she's always going to be crap. But you can try to bring her up if you want.
311A in progress.
Fight at the Last Picture Show Theater. The theater manager reports that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theater carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater's security guard. One thing I can't quite place is when this game takes place.
Right.
Because Mayor Rogers referenced the smoking ban, which is a very modern thing. But I know later on there are references to phone booths, which don't exist anymore, so I don't know. And you can't really see it yet, but you're listening to records, which is not common anymore. It's very rare. Eventually some of these buildings will turn white and you'll be able to pull them off, like your city hall requests or stuff like that. You get your results over here on the right. And you run. Okay. So, basically just you'll tell you how things turned out. Perfect. Age gain plus 10.
311A complete.
This one. Also perfect.
Nine testing in
Armed
progress.
robbery in the suburbs.
311A in progress.
3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store. There you go, videotape stores. They don't exist anymore.
Right.
And made off with their whole collection of adult movies. The criminals fled in the car, but the store manager wrote down the car's license plates. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. Do keep in mind, well, your Purdy and Tsubaki are almost back, which is good because you have another call up. Have to wait a second. There, now they're free. Fight at Johnson, Jurgen, and Katz. A brother and sister clashed with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of their lawyers, we don't dare separate them, and our security guard is off duty tonight, even though it's 2:55 in the afternoon.
I feel bad for not using price, kind of.
Nah, don't. Send her out with Kochi or Yancey. You should still succeed and she'll get better. It is possible later you can send her to police academy. Although she comes back with stripes, which doesn't seem right to me. But.
Uh-oh, assault in the ghetto.
A passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician, then run away with his guitar and his money.
I can send these 3. And then Price will get some street time. She can help the elderly person.
She can relate.
Right.
Got a situation.
When your cops aren't sure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you to handle the situation. So how you answer these questions will determine what how your officers handle the situation and how it turns out. Vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sounds of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Open up police, turn on siren and loudspeaker, or sneak into the house through an open window.
910 complete.
Generally follow traditional police procedure and you'll be fine.
Because I know what that is.
Sure. I know all those cop shows you like watching.
Oh, I know, right? I just can't stop
And the mystery
watching.
novels.
And the mystery novels. Like, I just can't help myself.
Office fight turned out fine.
This is a first-person shooter.
It's all kind of like whack-a-mole. Stuff pops up and you try to deal with it.
Right.
Random stuff can happen too. I can't remember what his professionalism was. He was by far the best I ever had. And then he's like, yeah, I quit. I'm gonna change careers.
What?
Kind of deal, yeah. It was hard to proceed after that.
That's... Whoa.
That's it.
Yay.
Successfully passed day 1, which is day 2. I generally never ask people to come in. Unless it's one of those where I have advance warning of something happening that's going to need a lot of people, maybe.
What does this yellow mean?
He's
Tired,
tired, I guess. I don't know how he must
He looks
start
old and tired.
He must start tired.
So what is this shift day? And
Shift day is telling you who's coming up tomorrow. You have 1 fewer detective and 1 more officer, including another 5er.
What was that?
Roy.
Mean? I have a bunch of low people. Was this overnight people?
No, it's just the next day because they work all day. But you do have Stovall, who's the best of the bunch.